hot second, actually. All right, we're live. Okay, Joe, we're live across all my platforms. Twitch, people go nuts on Twitch because I bet there's a lot of day traders. YouTube, on my Facebook page, The Sarah Fraser Show, on my iTunes. So guys, if you are joining my live right now, share it. Everybody and their mother is talking about GameStop and AMC and what the fuck is going down with the markets today. Sorry, Joe, I know you're like a big time investor. I'm here with my friend, longtime friend of the show, and not only that, but now a partner of the show, Joe Pacetto, aka Bowtie Joe. Why do we call him Bowtie Joe? Well, for years he rocked these sweet bow ties. You should wear the bow tie. So anyway, you guys, Joe runs this awesome financial firm, jp2management.com. I wanted him to get on here and talk about, I do not understand what the fuck is going on with AMC and GameStop. Tell me, what's happening?
So some of the things I have to give a few caveats ahead of time, right? I was advised to tell you that I'm not a lawyer, and so I'm not legally speaking on anything. I'm just giving you my personal opinion about the shit show that is going on with GameStop. Okay. And I may have to
good disclaimer.
Yeah, I'm not, that is not my professional opinion. My profession is not being a lawyer. My profession is being a financial advisor. The only thing I'm qualified to tell you is whether or not to buy or sell GameStop. And I'm not qualified to give you tell you whether anything that's happening is legal or not.
Okay. All right, fine. I'll spare you that. I won't ask you that.
Oh, I'm a maverick. I'll tell you a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. What else have you got to read about the disclaimer? Anything else?
Well, so there's a few things that are the terminology. So finances, they always get you with the terminology, right?
Okay.
They invent words for everything, and it makes it so that it's more difficult for people to understand. And that means you have to pay people like me to do it.
Okay, so tell me this. What is the story with GameStop? It started trending like maybe like a day ago.
Crazy.
It all started from Reddit and AMC. And it sounds like basically these Redditors got together and they were almost going to like short the shorters.
Right. It's essentially what they've done. So these hedge funds, what they do is they go in and they short these stocks. They operate in a gray area legally. Let's say it that way. Okay.
The hedge funders do.
Yes, and have for decades and completely get away with it.
Shit, that's too bad. My goal was like I said to Dan when we like bank a bunch of money, I want to get in on one of these hedge funds, like a $300,000 buy-in. But these fuckers seem like so illegal.
I think the minimums are 10 million, some are 100 million. You're going to need a little bit more than 300.
All right. Well then, fuck. So,
when you get your first TV deal and you start getting those residuals in, when you start getting your Jerry Seinfeld money, you go ahead and invest in hedge funds.
Okay, but they're kind of shady because they prey on businesses that are going under a little bit, right? And then they go, we're going to go.
Yeah, I was just telling a friend of mine. So this all started literally hundreds of years ago. JP Morgan and Rockefellers, this is what they would do is they would, Rockefeller would develop two companies and fund both of the companies. And one company, he would sell one of his, rivals or one of his opponents, one of the other companies in his market, would sell them short so that their price would go down. And then with the other company, he would buy the whole company at the reduced price. I mean, it's the most diabolical thing you could think. Who thinks of these things, right? Who thinks, hey, look, I'm going to completely destroy this company just so I can take it over, right?
Why am I thinking about podcast guests when I need to be thinking about how to get rich?
Yeah. Well, I can tell you right now that one of the most popular majors in college is financial engineering. So they take these engineering candidates and teach them about finances. And then they spend all their time figuring out new ways to invest or new algorithms to write or, one of the guys that was on my soccer team in college is an engineer and he has a hedge fund now.
Okay, so let me understand this. So the guys and girls on Reddit, okay, they begin to see that these hedge funds are essentially trying to short GameStop and AMC. Yep. We know AMC is in big trouble because
it's public knowledge. It's public knowledge. Yeah.
So then the guys and girls on Reddit get together but this is what doesn't make sense. They go on their Robinhood app and then what do? Because when you short a stock, you don't buy it, right? I guess okay. So they decided
selling. So yeah, you're not buying.
Short selling. Okay, so they decided to buy it. Like all these Redditors, right? They go in and they're like, okay.
There's a critical detail that you need to know here. 90% of all the stocks that are bought and sold, or they estimate that about 90% of all the stocks that are bought and sold on a daily basis are all bought and sold by computers, by computer algorithms.
Okay.
So all the computers are trying to do is recognize a trend. So realistically, all they had to do was start getting the stock going in a particular direction, get the momentum going, and then all these algorithms would pick it up and start feeding off of it and push it even higher and higher and higher. And that's how it gets to this frothy nature. This is why the market's so high right now, frankly.
Okay, so what did GameStop start at? Like, what were the shares?
The true story, I bought GameStop for myself in 2019 at $5 a share. I'm not even kidding you. Everybody's like,
so shit, you're sitting on stock right now from GameStop that's now at what, 55, 60?
Well, I said I bought it. I didn't say I still owned it.
Oh, okay.
Because I bought it at $5 a share and I sold it about 6 weeks later at $6.50 a share. I thought the 30% return I got in a very short period of time was a pretty good return, right?
So when they halted the market, which of course they can do at any time, basically to prevent volatility and prevent like a massive sell-off.
And just give people a breath.
I give people a breath. When they halted it, what was the price of GameStop at per share?
Oh, I didn't look at it. So I think the most recent price, it was up again today. I think the most recent price I saw was $340 a share. I would have turned, let's say I bought 1,000 shares. I would have turned $5,000 into $340,000. And yeah.
Okay, but wait, but of course, so these Redditors now are sitting on GameStop and the market will not let them sell, right? Correct?
No, they can sell. They can sell. They can't buy. So you're on step 3, though. What happens is then the stock's going up, and now this hedge fund is losing billions of dollars. And so the only way that they can get out of the position is to buy, which exacerbates the problem and makes them lose even more. So now they're buying and they're adding to the froth and they're losing these billions of dollars. The part that drives me crazy is they're crying foul, but the reality is that they operate, their whole short selling process was operating in the same gray area that these Redditors are operating in. So
yeah,
it's not like they really want to bring the SEC in to check out all of the transactions that went here, because it's not going to be good for anybody.
Yeah, fuck the big guy.
So yeah.
Well, okay, are the little guys going to win? Are we going to win? The Redditors, no. What do you mean? No. I want to win for I want to win for the small guy on Robinhood, small gal.
You and I talked about this earlier. There's a fabulous book. It's called How to Make $1 Million an Hour. It talks about this guy, John Paulson, who was worked for Goldman in 2007, 2008. And while Goldman was recommending to buy all these insurance swaps and everything that ended up going bankrupt, he was selling them and actually made $2 billion in personal worth in 2008, which equates out to $1 million an hour. So this guy wrote a book basically saying, how do you make $1 million an hour, and detailed all the shortcuts that these hedge funds take that are illegal, but really operating in a gray area, and how they get away with all this stuff. But the reason why they get away with that stuff is because they have the political power to be able to fight it, right? You and I also talked about this guy who went up against MBNA. MBNA was the company being shorted.
Which is a bank, which was a bank back in 2007 when everyone was doing shady mortgage lending. They had a big presence in Maine, which is how I know about them. Yep. And so this kid knew that MBNA was practicing some shady mortgage lending. So
yeah, terrible. He knew that it was going to go down, that it was going to go wrong at some point. And so because MBNA was so powerful politically, they dragged him in front of Congress at least 3 times. You should read the transcripts, though. He's the typical Harvard Business School, arrogant 32-year-old, basically like giving it to these senators. He's, I don't really need to be here. I'm not really answering your questions. I don't really care because there's nothing you can really do to me, is basically his attitude in the whole thing. So, but yeah. The reason why that was a big deal and the reason why he got dragged in front of Congress was because MBNA is so I think it's because MBNA has the political power, or at least the book that I read said that. I don't think that these Redditors have the political power to be able to.
So that's why we're going to lose as the little guy, because ultimately the hedge funders have some very political people in their pockets that are going to, but Joe, how are they going to reverse this?
Yeah, that's the curious thing to me. People have already made and lost billions of dollars. And if you excuse the expression, you can't unfuck this, right? Like you can't go back and undo all these trades. It's just not going to happen. You know, people take the money out and they spend it, and what are you going to do? You can't tell them, hey, look, the $10,000 that you made in this stock over the course of 3 days, we want it all back. We're going to give it all to that billion-dollar hedge fund. Okay, so in a way, maybe the Redditors are going to win, because right now they've halted the market to probably figure out what the hell they're going to do, right? Right. The reason why I think that they're going to lose in the long run is because they're going to create legislation and create rules within the SEC to make it so that this stuff can never happen again. They better not, those bastards. We're finally getting what's ours. No, so they already started the retail brokerages, TD Ameritrade and Robinhood and Schwab. I read that they are not taking orders to buy AMC and GameStop today. So I think that they've already, which the ironic part to me, the selling short operated in the gray area. The Reddit guys that are buying long are operating in a gray area, but the people that are just buying it in their accounts on Schwab are the only part of this that's legal. And that's the part that they shut down, which is the ironic part to me, but. Oh my God, this is so good. By the way, people have a lot of questions for you in the comments. One question is, people want to know if we're live. Yes, to reintroduce, you guys obviously know the Sarah Fraser show. Joe Pacetto, longtime personal friend, but also a sponsor of the show. He runs a company, jp2management.com. You can go to his website. He's a financial advisor. He's taking on new clients. If you have questions about trading, he is your guy in long-term investing. So go to his website. You can have a conversation with him after this, because we only have him for a few more minutes. But people want to know, did you happen to catch Dave Portnoy's comments on this from Barstool Sports? People wanted to know if you had any thoughts on him. I didn't do a lot of reading on this, because this is the magic show, right? This is the magician's right hand that he's holding up while the left hand he's taking the money out of your pocket. This isn't really what I'm worried about. What I'm worried about is Congress just giving money to everybody and their mother and worrying about when we're going to end up paying for it all. And what's going to happen to taxes. That's where my focus is at the moment. Oh, it's not on this? Okay, well, what are you talking about? This is like the biggest thing in my life right now is GameStop. I can't avoid it. I mean, it is front and center in everything. All right, here's some of the other rapid fire. Okay, Jasmine says Main Street beat the hedge funders at their own game. Will says, I'm not cutthroat enough to be a day trader. Do you have to be cutthroat to be a day trader? Ooh, nerves of steel. Nerves of steel to be one. Jennifer says, also, the impact of this to Robinhood is very small, meaning Robinhood, the app. Is that correct? Yeah, Robinhood's in a lot of trouble on their own respect. So I don't think that this is really a big focus for them at the moment. Okay, got it. Could the Redditors be sued? I know you're not an attorney, full disclosure. Obviously, you're not an attorney. Could the Redditors that we are all rooting for now be sued by these goddamn hedge funders? This is America. Everybody can sue everybody for everything, right? Like I don't pretend to know all this, but the reality is that I think that they're operating in a gray area. When I read, because I did a little bit of research to see if I could figure this out, there's two things that you can't do. There's securities fraud and market manipulation. Okay. This certainly seems like market manipulation. Oh shit. But I don't know, the ability to prove it is difficult. That's right. And the SEC doesn't do lawsuits. They do arbitration for most stuff. So I don't think there's going to be a lawsuit about this, but we'll see what happens. I don't know. Pay the Redditors. Pay the Redditors. I can tell you right now, though. Here's the crazy thing about it, and I think I told this to you. I forgot who. I've talked to so many people about this today. It's crazy. Okay. The largest investor in the country is CalPERS, which is the California State Pension. They have billions and hundreds of billions of dollars. I don't even know how much money they have, and they invest with these hedge funds. And I don't know if they invest with these hedge funds specifically or not. But when you're screwing over hedge funds, you think that you're screwing over the hedge fund manager, but really who you're screwing over is the investors. And the investors a lot of times can be big institutions of little people. So it's possible that you could be screwing over the teacher's pension from New York State. You know, you're not the billionaire hedge fund manager is still going to have his house in the Hamptons. That's the funny thing about this whole thing. So really the Redditors are just robbing other, rank and file
people. Are you kidding me? This is the irony and the foolery of this whole mess, is that these Redditors who we thought we were stealing from the big guys, this was like a true life Robin Hood. You're now telling us.
I think that it's entirely possible though. And I know that a lot of the institutional money managers are pools of money for big companies, whether it be a pension or whether it's a state pension or, stuff like that. There are plenty of people like, Bill Gates has a money manager that manages all of his funds. So it could be Bill Gates funds. Like you could be screwing Bill Gates. Or you could be
stealing from the rich.
Yeah, you could be screwing the teachers in Wyoming. I don't know.
No.
I don't know who you're screwing. That's the crazy thing about it.
No, let's screw Bill Gates. We want to screw the rich.
The funny thing is,
from the rich.
He could lose $1 billion and not even know it.
God damn it. Look, you got a million questions here. People want to know if they should buy JCPenney stock. Guys, here's the thing.
JCPenney stock.
I guess that's a no.
I shouldn't say that. JCPenney stock. So I know what you're saying is that you're asking me if you should buy some of these other ones that are on extreme short sale. I can only talk about the risk.
Okay.
I don't know the company well enough. I don't know what's going on, but the risk of it is essentially the same as betting on the Super Bowl. If you're willing to make or lose all of your investment, yeah, then go ahead. That's about how risky it is. But you might as well, it's a little bit easier to just bet on the Super Bowl and be done with it, right? 2 hours and you get either your return or not.
Guys, I would say this because obviously, Joe,
I'm not recommending you bet as an investment, by the way. I need to put a lot of legalese at the bottom of this.
I was going to say, look, full disclosure for everybody watching this, and obviously the live is going to stay up after. Joe, is a longtime licensed financial advisor, so a lot of the stuff he can't disclose on this live. So if you have questions, because people want to know, and Joe, I'm going to send them to you. Your website is open. You're available today, jp2management.com. If you guys want to know, people are asking like the best app to trade. People want to know how to get started investing. Ryan, reach out to Joe directly because there's going to be things he can say to you as a potential client versus what he can say here. Jasmine about JCPenney. I wanted to get you on here. I think this GameStop thing is so amazing. I was rooting for the little guy. I wanted us to steal from the rich and be rich.
Winners and losers. I mean, if you made money on it, congratulations. And I don't think anybody's going to take it away from you, but I think that gravy train's probably going to stop.
But it's going to stop because, yes, they can sell today, but who's going to buy, right? No one.
Well, and who's hoping. If they shut down Parler and they, take people off Twitter and Facebook, why wouldn't they be able to shut down this person at Reddit who's ever doing it?
God damn, you better not shut us down anymore. Reddit
probably loves it, but there's been a lot of crazy things that have gone on recently that I never thought I would see. But hey. That's why I stay in the finance world. It's all about money on my side.
I love this. Well, I hope the Redditors, I am rooting for the Redditors. Now, not if they're robbing teachers' pensions. Hopefully they're robbing Bill Gates.
I only want them to steal from rich people.
I do. Hopefully this is coming out of Jeff Bezos, his hedge fund, and not anyone else's, not the little guy.
Listen, if you can steal money, make sure you buy the stock that Jeff Bezos owns and not the stock that the Wyoming teachers own, if you can.
God, fucking steal from
That's sarcasm, by the way. There's no way to know who you are.
My own brother needs to reach out to you because he's on here. He wants to know what you think about Norwegian Cruise Lines. Seth, he works in finance. He can't give you these answers over the thing.
Seth got my cell phone number. I mean,
Seth can call you direct. Guys, love you. This is a friend of mine, and now he's a sponsor and partner of the Sarah Fraser Show. Definitely reach out to him. He worked for many years for Wells Fargo. Then he decided to help the little guy like us. He created his own business, JP2 Management. He takes a quarter of the fees that you would normally pay if you went with a big bank, and he'll give you legit advice. His website is jp2management.com. He's available today if you have questions, you want to just start a relationship. This is by no means that you have to sign up as a client. Just Joe is an awesome guy to get to know and just bounce some ideas off of. And, we're all going to get fucking rich off this market. God damn it. God damn it. I want to steal from the rich.
Here's the problem though. You have to understand that I am very sarcastic. All of a sudden I start thinking back and I'm like, Sarah, I'm just talking to you. People may not understand how my New York sarcasm that comes out, but yeah,
you were great. You were great today, and you were full disclosure. You didn't say anything. You totally covered yourself, and I'm the one that's out here rooting for the Redditors. Yeah. Please, you've done nothing wrong. All right, bye. Love you. You're amazing, guys. We wanted to hop on live, but definitely reach out to Joe. He's available to chat today, later, and more about AMC and GameStop. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Joe. See ya.